Hey everybody, Derek here, and in this video we are going to be talking about whether domain authority is a waste of time or is this a metric that you need to be paying attention to, what makes domain authority, and where this all comes from. And also I'm going to be showing you why some of the links that you may have built is not reporting in some of the tools that you are using to track your stuff with. So let's go ahead, let's dive in the computer. I'm going to explain everything and give you my 2 cents on domain authority. All right, so first things first, domain authority is something that third-party tools like the one that you're looking at here, SEMrush, Moz is the one I think that coined domain authority, and as well as Ahrefs. They have their own tracking and they have their own metrics that they put in place to give domains what they consider to be authority. Authority is nothing more than trust in Google. The more authoritative you are, the easier it is going to be for you to rank for the keywords and for the topics that you are trying to go after. So the idea here is to build up authority over time. And the way that you do that is through link building. The better links, the more quality links that you have, the more authoritative your site's going to become. So here's what you want to focus on is getting quality as well as quantity of backlinks that exceed what your competitors have. So if your competitors have got, these super authoritative links and they've got a number of those, then what you want to do is you want to try to outdo those. That's the whole idea of SEO. You want better on-page content, but then you want better off-page SEO in terms of links, so that way you build up your domain authority over time. Now, one of the things that a lot of people will ask me when it comes to building up domain authority, because one of the first things that I recommend that you do is you build what I call automated links. If you're not familiar with that program, you can find it at automatedlinks.com. This is the very first link building that we do on our money sites. So ultimately what we do is we go out and we register brands all across the web, and basically we're treating this like we are protecting our asset, protecting our brand, and we're having a presence on all of these sites. So you're looking at Facebook, you're looking at Twitter, you're looking at as many of these places that we possibly can have a presence on. WordPress is another. As many of these places that we can have a presence, and then we use automations and we use AI, so that way every time we create a new piece of content on our money site, then it goes out and it says, hey, we've created a new piece of content. Or if we're posting a new YouTube video, then it will drip out to those as well. But essentially what you're doing here is this is notifying the search results, the bots. This is coming saying, hey, we just made an update. Come crawl this page. And what this allows you to do is this allows you to get indexed a whole lot faster, and this allows you to get some links that are from authority sources. And what this is going to ultimately do is give you about 10 to 15 links for each new piece of content that you write. Now, what happens here is when you're tracking this, if you look at your domain, a lot of times you look at the domain overview and you're going to say, now, wait a minute, this is not adding up to giving me any kind of domain authority. If you look at this particular domain that I have, this is just a test domain that I've used to pump out some different types of stuff, but you will see that it has a very weak authority score. You'll see it has an authority score of 2. That's terrible, right? You can see that it has 66 backlinks. And so some people will say, well, hey, I built all of these, all these automated links. I built these, these branded accounts, and it's not showing up as a authority score or domain authority. It's not showing up. My links are not even showing up. So here's what you need to know. Back in the day, Google had this metric called PageRank. PageRank was disabled a number of years ago. It's been a long time ago since they had PageRank. You could actually have it on your toolbar, and it would give you a score of how authoritative your site was. So there was PageRank, and once that went away, once Google disabled that, then you had all of these different companies that started putting their own measurements in place just to give us a gauge of how authoritative these scores are. Now, each one of these have got their own crawlers. They go out and they crawl the web. They have their own bots. They're doing all of this data, researching all this data, and then they're putting it into these authority scores or domain authority scores, and that is what you're seeing right here. So this is not something that Google is providing them. This is something that their own bots, their own crawlers. They are going out on the web and trying to find this info so that way it can give you a score that you can, that you can see here. And again, this is just a gauge. This is not the gospel from Google. This is a third party that is different, that's totally separate from Google, okay? So this is the best that we have to work with tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush. Both of those are great tools, but this is what we have to work with. So you can see right here on an authority score of 2, and if we look at my backlinks, if we click right here, you will see the backlinks and you will see the referring domains that we have. And if we look at this on this particular test domain, I've not built any links to this outside of our automated links, and I also set up an AI podcasting system for this that we integrate as well to get us some really authoritative links from some sites like Spotify as well as Amazon, Apple, some of these really authoritative sites that a lot of people totally skip out on. But you can see right here, if I do this and I sort this based on the authority score, you will see the highest domain that I've got is a 6. Okay, and you will look at these are all look like real spammy domains, right? These are not good domains like watches co.uk. This has nothing to do with what our site is, which is a marketing site. If you look at it, we just go to it. Well, it's bigbeardmarketing.com, and again, this is just a test site. Not doing anything with this outside of just running some different types of stuff to this. But this is all about marketing. It's all about SEO. It's all about traffic, that sort of thing. So it has nothing to do with watches or some of this stuff that you're seeing here and escorts. Look there, we've got a nice little domain that's linking to us in the escort space. But what you see here is none of the stuff that we have built. Now, I want to show you this because, like I said, the question comes up often. People will say, hey, I built these brands out. I built the automated links process out, but I'm not seeing it represent in the domain authority score, and I'm not seeing the links show up in the back end of my system. The reason why is because what I was explaining earlier. These types of tools, they're using their own aggregators, they're using their own software to go out and scrape, and in some cases, sites are blocking them from being able to do that. You can set up a robot file that will block these types of bots to come in and scrape the data. Okay, I don't know that that's what's going on in all these, but I do know that is something that a lot of big sites will do to prevent them from getting overloaded on the servers with a bunch of bots just crawling their pages. Okay, so that's perfectly normal. So if we're looking at this particular example, I want to show you though, you'll see we got these spammy domains, but look at this. This is a site. This is bigbeardmarketinggroup.wordpress.com. This is an example of one of the automated links that we build. So you can see I put this post out just yesterday, I believe it was, either yesterday or this morning. And so we put this out right here. This is a podcast that we did, and this is an AI podcast. So you can see right here, and look here, we've got a link that is pointed back to our post here. So you can see this link is active. It's going to our site like you see right there. You can see right here, we've got this link pointed back here. And for those of you who say, well, that was yesterday. Look, we've got links all over the place here, from Gravatar, where you've got our official site. We've got a YouTube channel that you see right here, and this thing has got a link to our site. So these are all high authority sites that we have, and they're not being found, they're not being reported in Ahrefs. And so then you see, here's another one. Here's this same post right here. If we go here, there's several of these, right? They go all the way back, a month or two from before. So right here, here's one back in 2024, and you can see this is going a link to our site right here. This link's going to the home page. Yet it's not being found. It's not showing up in any of the reporting tools. It's not showing up in Ahrefs. It's not showing up in SEMrush. The link is there. The link is good. The link is active. yet it's not showing up in some of these reporting tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush. So what I'm trying to say is these are just gauges, okay? So these are just gauges. They're not going to show up on every single site, every single link that you're building. If you look at this, let me show you this here. These are some of the ones that we have been building. Big Beard, if I just do a search for the brand Big Beard Marketing, you can see right here, here's the official site, but you can see right here, here's some other properties that we have. One is with Spotify. This is all an AI automated podcast that we set up right here. So this is it. And you can see every single one of these posts, for example, right here, links back to the site. So here you see right here where it says click here for Big Beard Marketing. Again, this link goes back to our domain, even though it's not being reported in the actual SEMrush account. Here's another one, Amazon Music. And you can see here, this is, I guess this is actually in Spanish. I'm just going to remove that right there. And you can see every single one of these, we have got links pointed back to our official site here. So this is going back to the homepage. So just because, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is just because you're not seeing these show up in tools like SEMrush or Ahrefs, it doesn't mean that they're not there. And it doesn't mean that your site is not gaining authority. I fully believe, and in times past and in all the testing that we've done, by building these base set of links, we're able to get found quicker and we're able to rank a whole lot faster. We have local sites that are ranking, and they're ranking in the top of Google just on these types of links. And you can do this too. And if you want to know more, you can find out more at automatedlinks.com. But I wanted to just kind of do this video here and kind of explain domain authority and how and why you may not be seeing some of these links being reported in your back end. So at the end of the day, one of the best things that you can do is start building these branded links, because with so much AI content that is getting published, this is one of the ways that you can set yourself apart by getting 10 to 15 links for every new piece of content that you find. So Derek Pierce here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.